no sunglasses, no Jeremiah hair glare. Okay, so y'all, that catches us up to all the guys in my dating world, right? No, of course not. The ex. The last one to break my damn heart, right? The last one to just embarrass the shit out of me, to just disregard my feeling. That guy, right? So, thought everything was put to bed, right? He's in love. He bought a sailboat. He's gonna travel around the world with his lover / girlfriend. Alright, chapter is over, book is closed. Right? No. So I had him blocked on everything. Email, text, phone, Snapchat, the gram. I get, in the middle of June, a Facebook Messenger message from him. Let's see. And it goes something like, oh, well, you're the one that told me you didn't want to have a relationship with me, so I gave you space, and I basically moved on with my life. And so, of course, you know me, back on Facebook for just a cool minute. So I'm like, wait, is this an old message or is this new? And then he comes back and says, do you want to talk to me, yes or no? So he sends me the YouTube video to this song right here. Can we just talk? I was like, I never heard the song before in my life, so I had to go read the lyrics. And okay, so you want to talk? Gosh, this is such dangerous territory for me, right? Because I have so many feelings for this joker, badass jerk, that it's probably not a good thing to talk to him, right? But what do the heartstrings say? Yeah, let's talk. Don't tell my daughter. Don't tell my family. Don't tell my friends, please. So, we set up lunch plans. He tells me he was off July 11th or the 16th or something. So we set up lunch plans for the end of like the 16th or whatever, which was last week. And of course, since I've been the girlfriend before, I know exactly what's on the other side. So you're going to be off 11th or the 16th and spend all your time with her. And then you're going to meet me on your way out of town. Yeah. It's so weird being on the other side of the coin. It's bizarre, but it's also very interesting too. So I was nervous as hell leading up to last Tuesday, and then he cancels on me and reschedules for Wednesday, which of course is his time out of town. He's like driving to the work location. I was like, oh, so weird. So our lunch location was within walking distance of my office, and I'm telling you, it was such a crazy walk. I got this new dress in from Stitch Fix, and I've worn it maybe once out, and I just love it. It is it's just a cotton dress, long, but it definitely is form-fitting. It's not tight or trashy, but it definitely is the traveling pants type of dress. It fits me perfectly, like it was almost made for me. So I knew it looked pretty hot. I tried to do my hair that morning. It was so crazy. Pride. So I was like, what the hell, nothing to lose, right? And the place he picks for lunch, like I said, it was close to my office. It's kind of fancy pants. It's in the same group as Cheevers, if you know what Cheevers is in OKC. But it's not conducive to conversation, right? There's no elbow room. I can hear what the guy next to me is saying, what the girl next to me is saying. But I'm really horrible about trumping what someone says and wants to do, so I didn't want to do that. So I went to kitchen 324, and I was nervous as hell. He walked in, he knocked his water like almost all over me. It was kind of funny, but it was a definite icebreaker. We had a good conversation. We ended with a hug, and yeah, that was it. The lunch was definitely small talk. How's your daughter? How's your daughter? How's family? How's friends? Da, da, blah, 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 blah. And so finally, he hadn't said anything about the girlfriend situation. And so I was like, so how is she? How are things going? And he goes on this whole monologue about how it's a toxic situation, and about how she doesn't give him any space, and just goes on and on about the negatives. And later I examined all of this, and I'm thinking, gosh, I wonder what it was like being on the other side. So this was like what it was like being her in my role, listening to him gripe about all of my negative qualities, and I have a few. So it was so bizarre. It was just like Twilight Zone. So whenever I got back to my office, I was just, I was on cloud nine, because I really enjoy this guy. I really do. It's like a simpatico. What's the word I'm looking for? The communication can be just off the chain. Can be just wonderful. The relationship can be full of promise and everything else. But I have got to stop and slow down and examine things, because there's a reason why we ended up in the position we were in, right? Everything wasn't just hunky-dory. There were issues, there were problems that we obviously didn't talk about, right? So I looked back at our Facebook Messenger message string, because he's blocked everywhere else, right? And so, basically the same thing was said over Facebook Messenger. She's all, their whole relationship is centered around eating and drinking. She doesn't like to exercise. She's ruined his well. She's ruined his boat. She's ruined his truck. I don't know. There are all these things. And again, I was like, gosh, I wonder what it was. Again, I was probably the one being bad mouth when he was with me, and keeping her as the side hoe, right? So now I'm the side hoe. Now I get to hear all the bad things about her, right? Oh, it's such a mindfuck. It's such a mindfuck. And I just don't know whether to believe him or not. Supposedly, when his mom was here for his daughter's graduation, college graduation, I guess she kept referring to the girlfriend as me. So I'm sure that went over like a lead balloon. Sorry girl. And he was like, she just doesn't like to do anything besides eat and drink, I guess. Well, sorry. So in our conversation, he's like, I never stopped loving you. I had really high hopes for us in our relationship, and I miss you, all of these good things that he said. And of course I reciprocated, because I had no idea all of this was going on. I had no idea about the other woman. So this to me came out of nowhere. Excuse me. Oh, there it is again. So of course, yes, it's like these unresolved feelings, and I've dated a hell of a lot in the past 6 months or whatever. I took a dating break, so yeah, I totally get that. But there's issues we have got to talk through. So another thing he had said was, I have one more try in me. If it doesn't work with you, I'm gonna give it up and run away. Which I thought was cute, but also funny, but also really. And so I said, well, you know what? I have stalked her in the past. So it looks like in your pictures you guys are pretty happy. And he's like, well, it's all a lie. It's all just a facade. It looks good on paper. Which I'm like, did you say that about you and I too, to her? When the shoe was on the other foot? Like, I just keep going back to this. Like, I want to believe him that he's genuine and honest, but history says otherwise. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, I'm getting involved emotionally again. Like, I'm falling for this dude. And then I forgot something that was very, very important. So whenever I asked at our lunch, like, how things were going, he tells me he moved her in with him. And then I guess she still doesn't have a job, and she follows him around everywhere. Like, she just shows up. Surprise, 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 I'm here at your location. And I was like, oh gosh, you don't like that? I mean, you used to do that to me all the time. Amazing how that's coming back to you. And I was like, well, hey, that was what that person did before, like, didn't have a job and just followed him around wherever like a lost puppy dog. It, like, none of that's changed. Like, she hasn't changed. Now all of a sudden you've decided you don't like it. So I found it kind of funny. Okay, I gotta pull out the glasses. I'm close to my cousin's house. So the text message game has picked up. We've unblocked each other. We've been calling. But I am not sure if he was like he's off work the next couple of days. But then he wanted to go to lunch, and then all of a sudden he canceled that. So I'm like, oh, here again I am. I'm getting this unsure, uneasy, stressed out feeling like I'm her when she was the other woman. So here I am, the other woman again, and the major insecurity is just flaring up like a class 5 hurricane or tornado or something. So this week it'll be good. Hopefully I won't think about it too much and can just get away and get lost in enjoying some family time.